happy Sunday, dearest acolytes. This is Ghost Stories. It is time to dive deep into the intriguing compositions of our blasphemous clergy. You can trust me because I'm wearing this hat. Spirit is the opening track to the 2015 album MELIORA. This album is a concept album. It uses the imagery of the 1920s European zeitgeist to explore a society that has abandoned God and all the ways they try to fill the hole left behind. Spirit is of course a synonym for ghost, from the Latin word spiritus, meaning breath, as in something that is living must breathe, and the spirit or soul was conceptualized as being the living breath itself. In this song, however, there are two meanings of spirit. Would you like to go for a drink? The green muse of this song is of course absinthe, a drink that was very popular in the more decadent and artistic circles of the 1920s, especially due to its hallucinogenic effects. More on the duality of this song later. The song opens with what sounds like a theremin, which is an instrument invented in the 1920s and is played by waving your hands through the air between its sensors. It sounds spooky and Halloween-esque, ghostly and phantasmagoric. You know, I used to be in a relationship with a girl named Theremin. So, we have already spoken about absinthe, the 70% proof hallucinogenic beverage. Let's look at some of the lyrics. The opening line, a command to throw yourself into the vessel of possibilities, likely describes the excitement of drinking absinthe because a vessel can be a bottle, a container. The verbal phrase throw yourself also entails taking a risk, because alcohol is risky, of course. And again, the green muse must be a reference to the magic of absinthe. Did you know that for millennia, going back to the ancient Greeks or perhaps even earlier, it was a tradition for artists and poets to invoke a muse, a goddess of inspiration, in order to access their creativity? Of course, many artists use substances like absinthe in order to achieve the same thing. Perhaps this song was written under the influence. There is one more interesting reference to absinthe in the line anti-saint wormwood. Now, wormwood is a herb used for the production of this drink, but why is it anti-saint? Perhaps because the saints who require a sober and clean life would never allow it. There are many allusions to literature in this song, Spirit. Firstly, in the Bible, in Revelation, which is the book depicting the fiery apocalypse, there are references to the breaking of 7 seals and the sounding of 7 trumpets. Spirit uses this imagery in the verses many times. Perhaps this can be linked to the concept of the MELIORA album about a society that has abandoned God. We know what happens to those who abandon God in the Old Testament. There is another fascinating reference as well in the final lines to a poem by Edgar Allan Poe, the great Gothic poet. The poem is called Imitation, and it deals with the idea of fleeting dreams and aspirations, as well as the fact that they are truly intensely personal and impossible to share due to their existing within the mind of the dreamer. Perhaps the spiritual journey of spirit is one such experience, a moment of fleeting enlightenment experienced through altered states of consciousness. So, let us return to the album's theme, the absence of God. The chorus of Spirit can be heard in two ways, either Spirit absinthe or Spirit absent. This is the duality of the song. Perhaps there is a celebration of the drink's effects, or perhaps a lament for the loss of faith and spirituality, or perhaps the latter has been replaced by the former, and this is a sign of the end times. This episode was inspired by the worst article I have ever read. It was obviously written by an AI and full of hallucinations. They got the album wrong, they got the lyrics wrong, everything was wrong, so I decided to fix that disinformation. If I did a good job, hit the like button. And there are greater curiosities to explore in the future on ghost stories. Hit subscribe for a new video every Sunday. Acolytes, until then.